Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm headed to a date. This is going to be my third date this week for a total of 4 dates this week. I was talking about a partner at a law firm on My World's channel the other day. I decided to give him a second chance. And before I confirmed with him, I was like, do you foresee anything? I had to make sure because I really did not appreciate the last minute cancellation the way he did. It kind of felt very bogus. So he will be getting another chance later this week. He wanted to meet me. The first date we had planned, he picked a nice restaurant and we were going to meet a little bit earlier before our reservation because we had like a late reservation. We were going to meet later. We were going to meet earlier and then have our reservation. I think our reservation was like 8:15 p.m. or something. So we're going to have appetizers and drinks at the bar and then go have dinner when we get seated. He tried to do that again. He made late reservations for this next place we're going now. The restaurant he picked, the next one was better than the first that he flaked on. So I think he kind of gets the point that you better not mess this up again. But we'll see. And that restaurant is better than the first one. And he was like, oh, we'll come early. Come an hour early and we'll sit at. And I was like, no, I'll see you at 8. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm like, no. That was the first go around, but you messed that up. So I'm not doing that again. He was like, okay, literally like no communication. Get out of this lane. All right. There's like no communication, barely any, in between the dates. But we'll see. Um, I'm getting to do two. I'm getting to do two like bucket list places that I really wanted to go to. And so that's really cool. I'm headed to one right now. It's a really nice seafood house on the north side. And I've been wanting to go there. I see it all the time. It's valet only, really, really nice place, connected to a 5-star hotel. But I can never, I don't know, just never have made it over there. I've, suggested it to a few guys, but it's either been inconvenient or the date wasn't going to work out or whatever the case may be. But looky loo, I'm going today. Now, the guy I'm meeting right now, he's like a sports, I don't know what his job is exactly. He handles like two sports teams, like a major football team and a major basketball team at the arena that or no, sorry, not football. He used to work for the football team. He does hockey and basketball in like a big arena. So I don't know what his position is exactly. I forgot the name of it, but I know he has access to those VIP, those suites, those sports suites that you can get. And of course, just regular tickets as well. So I've never seen the team play, and one of the teams I haven't seen in years. So of course, that's like my main objective with him. He's kind of sleazy, to be honest. I think I told y'all about that last time. He's kind of sleazy, but I don't care. I don't take him too serious. So I'm not really offended by his sleaziness. It's not too overt because, of course, I have my threshold of what I can handle and what's just too much. But, sleazy enough to where I could just ignore him and move on to the next topic. So he's the one who picked this place. He's the one that made the reservations. So this is all him. This is all his idea. So that's great. I went out yesterday. I guess it was kind of a date, kind of not a date. It's a guy who he's older, like way, way older, um, retired hedge fund manager. And I just want to maintain a relationship with him for contacts and, to be in the know about what's going on with the uber rich of my area, just to kind of listen in on lots of things, and it's great to like see how he thinks about a lot of things. We had breakfast yesterday, and he was talking. He knows I have a daughter and stuff like that, and um, he knows about all the different things I do with as pertains to like all her extracurriculars. I mean, we're literally busy 4 days a week, and sometimes Saturdays too, depending on what we have going on. And he knows that. He's like, there's a lot of single moms in the Black community, and it seems like there's a lot of single parent households, and the government didn't allow. And I was like, well, hold on. They are not in the home because the government took them out. Like, I really had to educate him, like, that is not what's going on, that is not the reason. So I don't know who. Probably somebody told you that. um and maybe it sounded plausible, but no, I'm gonna tell you the real deal, that's not true. That's not why they're not in the home. They're not in the home because they don't want to be. So there's that. Listen, I can just speak for a lot. My own experience, family experience, and everybody else's experience. The government did not physically remove anybody from the home. And I also told him, I said, think about it. I said, you as a man, I said, could anybody keep you away from your kids? Could anybody or any entity keep you from your own children? He was like, no. And I said, see, exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That has to do with manhood, versus being infantile, being a child, and being bossed around and told what to do. So that's the situation. He was like, oh wow, this is a totally different perspective. I never considered these things. So yeah, we had a pretty cool conversation and whatnot. And the day before that, I went out with this guy to a French restaurant. It was nice. There were a lot of ladies who lunch there. There were like ladies who lunch, just like rich women who ain't got nothing to do all day. A lot older, just ladies who lunch. They just get all dressed up, and that's what they do. All decked out, everything. There were a lot of them there. There were maybe like one or two more couples, and then like guys, like looks like people like on business, having lunch with business partners or whatever the case. So it was nice. He was very kind of dry, stale. Um, when I met him, I immediately knew he was older than what he said he was. I knew that immediately, and I just knew that immediately. So I looked him up and verified my information, and I was only 2 years off. He's in his 70s, okay? And I was only 2 years off from my guesstimate of what age I thought he was. Um, so there's that. But as I've told y'all, when I find out guys are lying, I just kind of let them lie for as long as they want to lie. I really am not a confrontational person. Like, I found this on the internet. What answer? Explain yourself. Like, no, I rather hold on to the information. I might need it later. I might need leverage. I might need, you know, anything. And I think also it helps you not to take them seriously because they're liars. Like, of course, I'm going to get what I can get out of the situation. I'm going to do whatever I want. I mean, you're lying about your age, you're lying about other things too. So, no, I don't take you seriously, and I don't feel sorry for anything that I'm about to do. So, there's that. And that's why I don't really bust them out on their lies. I just allow them to lie in peace. Okay. Keep up their facade in peace, and it's all good. And it's just crazy that this guy had such a extravagant lie about his age. Oh, he also lied about his height. He was about, I give him 3 or 4 inches shorter than what he said he was. So he said he was, I think, 5'8" or 5'9", something like that. And he was probably like 5'4" or 5'5", maybe. So he was just like a little old leprechaun, Whatever. You lied about your height, obviously, and your age. Obviously, you have a lot to hide. Whatever. You will be able to lie in peace, but you better be, yeah, boy. If you're not generous, listen. You can get off my line. Seriously, you can get off my line. There's nothing I can do with a lying leprechaun. Nothing I can do if you're not paying no bills, buying no gifts, buying jewelry, buying something. So that's that. I think that's the whole recap um, of like the previous few days and what's coming up. Um, I'm trying to think what else I have coming up. I probably have to. Oh well, no. There's one guy he was a little upset that he couldn't get like a Saturday night. But of course, I save my Saturday nights for ballers. I save my Saturday nights for like really high end things. And so what he wanted to do was just kind of like meh. It just wasn't motivating to me to put on the production that's necessary for a Saturday night. And so I just declined. Um, but I think he's kind of salty. I think he's kind of salty about that. But keeps hitting me up on just some, well, how are you doing? How was your day? Ready for Thanksgiving? What are you cooking? Are you working a full date? And like, I'm not a real talker. I'm like, talk to me on the date. You know what I mean? Talk whatever you need to say. Tell me on the date. Ask me how my day was on the date. Ask me what I had for breakfast yesterday on the date. Tell me about your week on the date. Tell me about your siblings and your mama on the date. I'm really not trying to chit chat with you. To me, it's emotional labor. It's very laborious to carry on these conversations with them and keep up with everything that needs to be kept up with. And I just don't want to do it. Until I know that I want to do it, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So, sometimes they are a little salty about that, but I just think it builds up mystery. I think it builds up anticipation for the date. I think it helps them know that you are not super needy, you're not super available, you're not just sitting by the phone waiting on them to text or sitting by the phone, responding to them in lightning speed. I will respond about confirming the date, and maybe like a little midweek, hello, hi. But that's about it. You're not going to get a long conversation from me beyond like our first voice conversation. And I try to screen a lot during that first voice conversation. I'm reading in between the lines. I'm seeing what kind of conversation they have. Oh my gosh, y'all, I hung up on this guy the other day and maybe I shouldn't have. That was probably pretty rude, but I just didn't know any other way to. I was talking to this guy. He didn't put what he did for a living on his profile, which is always a bad sign, honestly. Most guys who have great careers are very proud and they will indicate what they do. They may say finance at Fortune 500. They may say sales executive for a pharmaceutical company, or, they may say senior engineer at tech firm. They won't give you their exact title, nor will they give you their exact company, but they will kind of allude to what they do because generally men are proud of their careers. They're also very proud of their education. So if they went to Harvard, Yale, Cornell, or, University of, or Emory, University of Georgia, or wherever they went, they're typically proud of that. And they're going to make sure that you know where they went to school and like MBA from, Chicago School of Business. So if a guy does not put anything about education and nothing about his career, it's usually because it's nothing to really be proud of. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of like how this guy was. Anyway, we talked on the phone and he was like, oh, I have to work another shift today. And I'm like, a shift? Girl, I ain't heard nobody talk about a shift since I was in high school. What you talking about you working a shift? Who does that? You clocking in somewhere? Who clocks in? You know what I mean? I deal with bosses that they the ones who paying people on the payroll. I deal with people that run the payroll, not on the payroll. I deal with the men who write the checks, who be having people on the payroll. I don't really deal with the men who be on the payroll. So I was like, shift. I'm thinking in my head, oh, child, what is going on? And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna work a double shift. I'm doing the daytime and the nighttime. I'm doing the lunch and dinner. I was like, oh, okay. What do you do? I was like, are you working at a restaurant? He was like, yeah, I'm a server at a restaurant. I was like, oh, okay. We talked for a little bit and I just really didn't know what to do. I just hung up. I just hung up. I just hung up and blocked him. Well, when I called blocked. I don't give guys my number before I see them. I don't give them my number. I give them my number in person if I want to, but I don't give them my number pre-meeting them. So I called with my number blocked and I just blocked him off of the app and I just hung up the phone and blocked and just that was just that. I just can't. And I just like, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be rude either way. Like if I just get off the phone and block you and never call, that is rude, right? And then if I just hang up the phone, that's rude too. So I'm gonna be rude either way it goes. So I'm gonna just choose the route that's easier for me. Okay. So I just hung up, boopity boop, block, because I can't do it. And that's that. I mean, those voice conversations are so crucial before committing to dating someone, to actually going out on a date. It's just vital. It's vital that you get that conversation done because some things are easy. The guy I'm going to meet right now booked reservations at this really nice restaurant that I've been wanting to go to for a while. And I did not ask to go here. He just did it on his own and just easily can do it. Oh, he also has real estate too. And just did it. But some guys you talk to and you can tell they're rubbing their pennies together because they're so afraid to invite you to dinner because maybe they can't afford it. So they're like, well, I have to, fill you out. I'd like to meet for a drink or coffee. I mean, I think guys have kind of gotten the hint that pretty women don't go on coffee dates. So I'm seeing a lot less of that these days. I'm seeing a lot less coffee, but I am seeing the drink situation a lot. So they're like, oh, you probably don't drink coffee, or that's probably not an option, but maybe we could drink for a drink. What do you like? Do you like wine? Do you like da, 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 da? So, they still don't want to commit to dinner. Maybe they can't afford it. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, I just really don't engage with those type of situations. I would prefer a man who can easily take me to dinner and it's no big deal. A lot of the guys I date, they would go anyway, with or without me. They would go, that's where they would go anyway. Oh, the last one, I think I already told y'all about that date. We went to a really nice seafood house too on a different side of town. And he's the one who picked that place. He's the one who made that reservation, not me. I just don't like, it's not like usually with these guys of this caliber, it's not that I'm like, oh, I want to go to this exclusive place. I don't, it's rarely coming from me, the suggestions. It's usually coming from them. They'll be like, well, what kind of food do you like? What are you into? And then I'll tell them, oh, seafood or da 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 da, Italian or whoop whoop whoop. And they'll just make a reservation at a really nice place without me prompting, prodding, coercing, arguing. It's really very effortless on my part. I mean, I just show up looking cute. Okay, that's my contribution to the night. Cute and great company. Okay. But those ones who just do the most and just ain't got no money or they're stingy, I just don't want to be bothered. I talked to an Indian guy the other day and he was super cheap, which is not surprising. And I ain't got time. Ain't nobody got time. But I did go with an Indian guy, maybe like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And we went to a really nice Italian restaurant that I've been wanting to go to in the suburbs. And I have been wanting to go there. And he agreed reluctantly. I think he wanted to do something cheaper. But for some reason, I think that he thought, should I turn in here? Let me turn in here. I'm going to turn in here and go around. I think that he thought that, oh, I'll take her to this nice restaurant and, she's going to be physical with me. It's like, no. Because he could put his face all in my face. And I'm like, no, get out of my face. What are you doing? He's just doing too much. Oh, Lord, why did I do this? This is not the way. Child, let me back it up. I don't know what I'm doing. I rarely come on this side of town. So kind of don't know how to navigate over here. I'll be in my little bubble. But yeah, I think he was thinking that, the nice restaurant was going to give him some type of instant access or something to me. I don't know, but he was so sadly mistaken because I was just not into that. His breath was a little tart. He was 30 something. I think I told y'all, he was in his 30s, which I never date guys in their 30s. But I'm like, whatever, you want to take me to this nice restaurant? Then sure, you sure can, you want to play with the big boys, you most certainly can. Let's see what you do. Let's see what you can do. Let's see if you can hang with these big boys. And he could not. Okay, he found out real quick. Oh, y'all, I'm pulling up. Let me see. Where is that? Okay, I see the valet. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm not gonna hold you on the line. I'm about to valet my car and have my lunch date. I'll try to come back online at some point and let you know how it went. So, oops, I think I'm in the wrong line for the valet. I might have to circle back around, but nonetheless, let me pay attention, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that I shared something that might help you, entertain you, inspire you, or whatever. And leave a comment down below if you want me to expound on anything, or if you have any comments about anything I shared today. That would be lovely. And we'll talk soon. Bye. Whoosh.